Hi, good morning, my lovely Pisces. Well, good morning to me. I don't know, I just woke up not too long ago. Welcome to your new weekly reading for August. This is going to be a timeless general reading for all Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm excited to get into your reading. I kind of just jamming through these house rules. But time is just an illusion, so just because this video was posted in August and you come across in September, December, January, whenever, it doesn't make a difference. The message will find you when it's meant to, so don't worry about timing. My only ask is that you don't force any of the messages. Take them as it resonates. It's possible there's going to be a card or a message that comes through. Doesn't make sense to your situation, doesn't make sense to what you're going through at the moment. Just means that message wasn't meant for you. Leave it in the spread to take the rest. All right, my lovelies, let's get into it. Pisces, my fellow water sisters out there and brothers, how are you doing? I hope Virgo season is feeling really good for you. Oh. We're gonna start with some oracles and then we're gonna get into the tarot. You guys got lucky, you got 2 here. All right, so first one out, the Mirror card. What is triggering you? What are you seeing in your world that's making you feel a certain way? Bring up certain things. Maybe, bring in a little frustration into the mix. Not the funnest thing. But again, it's always about awareness. So you're seeing certain things, you're hearing certain things, people have said something that, triggered a certain response in you. What was that response? What is it you're feeling? Is it sadness? Is it anger? Are you angry because you're sad? Does it lift you up? Does it bring you down? Does it make you feel behind the rest? Like, what is that feeling? And then why is it so triggering, right? So it's all about the awareness with this particular card. And you also got awakening. Who'da think? Awareness followed by awakening. So the prompt here is energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. For sure, integration is really taking a big part. If you haven't seen the Timeless Tuesday, and it went up a little bit late, I just posted on the community page for my first time, doing new things. I love it. I had a little tech glitch, and I had been posting everything privately, not publicly, so I'm thinking all the videos are up, and then last night I realized, they're up, but no one can see them. So Timeless Tuesday is now visible, so I'm sorry you guys had to wait for it. Awakening was also in the Timeless Tuesday, so you definitely want to check that one out. But it was a really good reading. You should look at it. But it looks like the universe is trying to crack you open, my dear. Or at least it's leading you to crack yourself open, right? With that mirroring. So it's putting certain things in your path. It's having certain situations pop up that, again, maybe making you feel some negative things. Maybe making you feel some things that you tried to avoid or tried to let go or even thought you did let go. And yet here they are again. Can be a little sneaky that way. Universe likes to surprise us with those lovely things. So some of that may be going on, but again, it's kind of been the mantra so far in this week's readings I've done about 6, I think, so far, halfway through. You're number 7, my lovelies. But it's kind of been the mantra that this is happening for you, not to you. Most of you, because you all are very spiritual, my lovely Pisces, most of you probably already know that, if not all of you. But again, this is one of those moments where the universe is trying to bring something up again so you can transcend, so you can rise above it and fly free and float and do this amazing, lovely thing. Don't we wish we could all do that? Little astral floaty travel in the clouds. All about that. All right. So let's go a little deeper, shall we? Jeez. All right. Got a whole lot going on. So bottom of the deck right now, 8 of Pentacles. So apparently you got some work to do, my lovely Pisces. All right. Let's see. Oh, we did get a lot. Okay. All right. So, love this. So we've got some Page of Cups and we have some Ace of Pentacles. So glad to still see this here for you, Pisces. You guys are still on your roll. I love it. So this abundance, this gift, this opportunity, whatever this is still around you. With the Page of Cups, for some of you it could be new love coming in. I do feel like with it in this particular moment, this doesn't feel new. So if you're a single Pisces out there looking for some new love, not quite yet. This to me feels for more of my Pisces that are already in a relationship, and there might be a new connection. You may be connecting in a new way, communicating in a new way. It feels like a nice kind of breath of fresh air to an existing relationship is what's coming here. So again, for some of you, it might be new, because again, it's coming out with this Ace of Pentacles. But majority, I think it's just a nice refresh. Not a restart, but just a nice refresh to a current relationship for the most of you. Because this Ace of Pentacles, even though abundance can take many forms, this definitely feels more financial, right? This feels more connected to the energy we've had the past couple weeks about, you guys just being a boss and running the show and making things happen, making those money moves. This feels way more connected to that in a way. Now, we do have the Seven of Cups here. So some confusion, possibly some frustration. It's very Neptunian, right? Because it can be a little dreamy, a little fantastic, a little fantasy involved going on, especially considering we have the Mirror card popping up. So there might be some weird feels rolling around. You also have these two cards that came from reverse. Two of Pentacles and Three of Swords. Now, I'm always ecstatic when the Three of Swords comes up in reverse, because that's a lot of healing, right? So, and again, we talked about this refresh with this relationship. So there may have been, there may have been a lot of fights recently, or just in general in a particular relationship that's been causing some tension. Maybe there's a certain roadblock we keep hitting, right? And why do we have to keep fighting with this? Why does this keep coming up? I thought we talked about this last time. Why don't you understand that all I need you to do is this? Why do you not understand that what I'm trying to make happen is this? Why can't we agree on this? Why da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? I told you this behavior makes me feel a certain way, so why do you keep doing it? It's all of those kind of things. And then the confusion, why we're doing this again? Why is it happening again? How do we get past this? Is this all? Is this it, right? And then you have this Two of Pentacles, which is normally about being fluid and kind of going with the flow and weighing things out and seeing all these different sides and weighing all these different opinions. Where in the reverse, it's the exact opposite. So we're being super rigid, right? Again, inflexible. Why are we doing this again? Why? I thought we talked about this. I thought we were going to find a solution. We keep having the same problem, treating it the same old way, which hasn't worked in the past. So why are we doing it again? I thought we were moving past this. Yada, 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 yada. Beautiful. So we have the Six of Swords at the end, which means better days ahead. We're finally getting past this. We're finally moving through it. Love. So I feel like this is a bigger scope. Of course, we're going to go deeper. Because with the bottom of the deck being the Eight of Pentacles, telling us there's work to do. So we're not necessarily here quite yet. We're on the road to getting there, which is beautiful, which is lovely. I feel like this is a lot of confirmation that this is what's happening. So you may have some bigger conversations coming up this week that really bring about this kind of release to whatever this pattern is, whatever this repeat, BS is. Sorry, I had to say it. Sorry about it. But I will say, it is kind of, one, it's definitely a nice lesson for you, right? We're always kind of excited when this happens. May not be the smoothest ride, if I'm honest, but we're always grateful for this once we're on the other side, right? So definitely some work ahead in this aspect, but to know it's moving forward, to know we're finally getting past this, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. I feel like your particular reading came out in reverse. It was like, here's the outcome, but this is what we're doing. And then confirmation. It's like you went from beginning back to the end. King of Swords. So you might be dealing with an air sign, my lovely Pisces. King of Swords, someone who is very analytical, right? Someone who's very of the mind, we'll say. They could possibly be overthinking things. They might be so stuck in the now that they don't have the foresight that normally the King of Swords has. Because normally King of Foresight makes the plan because he can see miles and miles ahead of the rest of us. So he sees where we're going, so it's easier for him to figure out how to get there. Where all of us are kind of, we'll get there when we find it. and we're just going to make these little guesses along the way. He's like, no, we're going that way, so we're heading in this direction, we're doing this. This particular air sign, I feel like he isn't thinking that way, therefore he's making weird decisions, and he may be a little more reactionary, right, than being more proactive, right? So in the moment, he's reverting back to the MO, because that's his instinctual response, or her instinctual response. Don't get hung up on the genders. I'm saying he because it's a king, but it could be man or woman. But in that moment when they're caught off guard and they haven't really thought about it, or they haven't really prepared for it, they're going to go back to instinct, which is what's happened in the past. So that's kind of why the repeat is coming up. It hasn't like sunk in with them. They haven't changed the behavior yet, right? At least on a long-term basis. Because I almost want to say every time you talk about whatever this is, yes, yep. And then you get, a period of time where it is smoother, and then, then we get comfortable and we think the things have changed, and then something happens, boom, right back to that old behavior. So this particular king, although not a bad king, no ill intention, I almost want to say he's like a novice king, or she's a novice king, masculine queen. I don't know, but it's not. I don't want to take anything away from this person being king. I truly don't. I'm not downgrading them at all. They're still a king, but it's like they're a new king, right? Like they just went through coronation. They just got their feet wet, and they're still kind of learning on the job. Which is hard, right? Especially up against the Pisces. You guys are sign number 12. You're the most evolved out of all of us. So it's hard for someone who's kind of on the level, right? Because we're talking about a king, kind of on the level, but just inexperienced, right? Just not as matured, possibly. So that also can be part of the dynamic for some of you, right? This person, wants to show up as a king. They're just not as good at it as you are yet. And that can be weird, because they may want to take this role, and they just kind of are a little fumbly still. And then bottom of the deck at this moment is the Nine of Wands. So someone kind of stuck in their ways, right? We talked about reverting to those old patterns just because it's habit, just because it's instinct. So there may be, again, some blocks on their side that still have yet to be broken or resolved. Oh, talk about that, and the Ace of Swords pops up. Beautiful. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I'm gonna right side her up. So this could be the two of you, right? So we've got this masculine air and this feminine water energy, right? So that could be you. Queen of Cups coming up in reverse. Honestly, is you probably going through this awakening as you deal with this mirroring energy, as you deal with all these triggers that are like, why are we doing that again? Why? How come? Right? Because I can totally understand where, oh, we're doing this yet again. Is this always going to be it? Is this it? Is this it? And I can understand how that would make that queen go into reverse, because she's all about security, right? Especially emotional security. And if someone keeps making the wrong decisions, especially if it's something personal between the two of you, that definitely, for me as a fellow water sign, I wouldn't feel safe either. I would totally start climbing up and pulling my cup a little closer, put the lid on it, be like, I don't know if I want to let you take a sip now. I can totally see why this queen would be feeling like this, even though I'm still making her like this, because you still a boss right now. But I can understand why this energy will make you feel this way. And again, it's for this awakening to bring you truth and clarity. So this is what facilitates this kind of moving on, right? The truth, the communication. And, and I'm going to be completely honest, because again, this is general, so this can play out many different ways and be applied to many different situations across, the board. But for some of you, this communication may be the thing that finally makes it click in this king. It may be the thing that finally is like, this is why this is so important to me, or this is why this should be important to us, right? This is how we're going to compromise. But also, this sword can also be used to cut. So for some of you, this also just may be if this is how it's going to be, then this is what's going to happen to it. So either way, either way, because I don't see really either as a negative. Obviously, one might be a little more painful than the other, but either way, better days are ahead. So it's not a bad thing, but it's very truth will set you free kind of thing. And some of this may even be your own, intrapersonal communication, because again, you're going through this awakening. So this might be your own kind of dialogue as you process what this trigger is. Why am I feeling this way? What is it that I'm feeling? Because this could be happening, which yes is frustrating, but what's really triggering me is how this relates to something that happened, way back when. So I may be getting mad at you because I didn't like how, my mom gave me this treatment. You know what I mean? Like I heard the same thing growing up and it really ticked me off. I don't want to hear it again from you. I definitely don't need it from you. So you're not, all that frustration may not only be because of this person. So they're almost, paying for the mistakes of someone else, which definitely not cool. Definitely something that we need to heal, right? So just something to be aware of. That may not apply to all of you, but just be aware of it. Bottom of the deck right now, Empress. So again, abundance, creativity, fertility. So there's a lot of growth potential here for everyone involved, not just you, not just them, everyone. So beautiful moment to see. What else I want to say? And remember, we're also in Virgo. Virgo's all about looking at those nitty-gritty little details, laying out the plan. Virgo's probably better than a lot of us. Like have that sight that like hones in all these little tiny specks of info that some of us may overlook as we're looking bigger picture or just kind of glazing over the routine. They're the ones that pick on all these little pieces. So utilize that energy to really dig deep and figure out the answer to this question, right? This is a beautiful season to do that. And of course, the more information you get, the better you understand, the easier this transition will be. Oh. So we have this Two of Swords, right? Which, again, I totally feel like you're going to be moving through this. This particular Ten of Swords, I always feel, comes through with the kind of unseen, right? You can still see she's kind of bound. She's got her swords behind her back. She's not, like, blindfolded like a traditional tarot kind of would symbolize her as. But you can kind of see that wolf in the background. So I always feel like this particular card, more so than the not moving forward, because you can clearly see she's on her feet, she's walking, she's about to step over these boulders. So it's not about the not moving forward. She's kind of ready and prepared, or at least wanting to make this decision. But I feel like there is always a little unseen. So there's something happening behind the scenes, or there's some information we're not completely privy to that obviously would make this decision easier. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. But then look where it leads to. 9 of Cups. Wishes granted. I love it. I love it. Which, again, like I said with this Ace of Swords, I didn't see a bad outcome. None of it felt negative. Like, it didn't feel like you were going to have this big old fight and break up and be all boo-hoo that it's over. Like, that's not it. Literally with the 9 of Cups is the wishes granted. So, for some of you, if you are kind of at the end and you're like, I just kind of want it out. Like, I don't see anything changing, right? Wish granted. If, I really love this relationship, whether it's romantic, a partnership, a friendship, a business relationship, whatever it is, I want this to continue. I just don't understand why we keep having this argument. You're going to find resolution. So beautiful energy to heal and kind of move past whatever this block is. Both within this pairing, right? Between you and this possible air sign. Or at least someone who's just, really analytical, really in the mind, always trying to reason things out, right? Possibly an overthinker, can be a little obsessive. Whether that's the healing between the two of you, personal healing, personal awakening, right? We got a little crack open situation going on. But lots of progression regardless, which is beautiful. Love to see it. I think I'm going to wrap up your reading there, my lovely Pisces. Beautiful week ahead. Great communication coming in, going out. So stick with it as always. Thank you for all the love and support you give me. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a comment down below, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell on so you can be notified when your next video comes out. Until next time, I love you guys. Take care. Stay safe out there. Where I live in Hawaii, we're kind of going through another shutdown for quarantine. It's a little cray, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, the more we can do to help this pandemic go by, the better, and then we can go back to normal. Hopefully soon. Probably not right away. Give it a couple months, but we'll be back. All right, my loves. I will see you in your next video. Take care. Have a good week.